Now, last night we looked at the demise of pirate radio ships during the summer of 1967. During that summer of love, millions of listeners also tuned into music broadcast from former Ministry of Defence forts off the Kent coast, stations like Radio City, Radio Invicta and King Radio.
Well, in the last of his series on the summer of '67, Ian McLaren has been to visit the Red Sands forts, the home of Radio 390, 40 years ago.
It's all too beautiful. It's all too beautiful.
They stopped broadcasting from the Red Sands forts in 1967. Today the forts loom into view in the Thames estuary 7 miles off Whitstable. Strange, rusting relics that were once used to house anti-aircraft guns during the Second World War.
We fired the gun and burned the mast.
On board, Red Sands Radio is broadcasting to mark 40 years since Radio 390 was closed down.
On 1278 kilohertz, that's 235 metres. This is Red Sands Radio.
The forts, of course, can still be an inhospitable place.
These were designed to recoil with the guns, but on a rough day with no boats around at all, and I mean rough, we've had 4.7s a couple of times this week, there are very strange noises. The tower shakes and shivers, and it's perfectly natural, but it is unnerving at times.
The forts were designed more than 60 years ago by Guy Monsell to defend the Thames estuary and the Port of London.
It was built on the River Thames, it was towed down, it saw action in World War II, it had massive great 3.7 guns and Beaufort's guns on it, it got shook to pieces, it was abandoned by the Ministry in 1958.
History exudes from every corner. Well, let me try and give you a little tour of this fort. As you can see, these structures, they're actually crumbling away, they're very much rusted. This is the sleeping quarters, and if you look on the door, you can see a relic from the old army days when this was actually an army fort. In here they've got a bit of a kitchen, as you can see, not terribly glamorous. And if you look at the walls again, we'll just look at the paintwork crumbling off. 4 miles down the estuary are the Shivering Sands forts. It was here that David, Screaming Lord Sutch, one-time pop singer and founder of the official Monster Raving Loony Party, set up his own pirate station. It wasn't very professional, and Sutch's manager, Reg Calvert, took over, changing the name to Radio City.
Broadcasting daily on 299 metres on the medium wave band, this is Radio City, your swinging tower of power.
But business disagreements between Reg Calvert and a Major Oliver Smedley led to an event that hastened the end of offshore radio.
Raiders boarded Radio City early last Monday morning, round about 3 a.m. But news of the raid only filtered back to land yesterday.
Major Smedley sent a contingency of Gravesend dockers down, boarded the fort, took the crystals out of the transmitter. Frankly, you know, it all turned sour. Reg was killed as a result.
And the bottom line was Smedley shot him in Saffron Walden and killed him. Smedley was then charged with murder. It was then reduced to manslaughter, and he got away by pleading self-defence.
Reg Calvert's death had played directly into the government's hands.
Wilson had what he wanted. He had crime on the fort. And within 3 weeks of that happening, the Marine Offences Bill went through, and that was it.
Technically, the Red Sands forts are on Crown Estate's land on the seabed, and of no obvious purpose now. But a group of enthusiasts from Kent want to see the forts preserved.
We'd like to retain them for posterity, and the structures are remarkably good. We've got a great deal of corrosion in the houses, but essentially the support legs, the columns and the bases which lie on the seabed are in excellent condition.
Like the pirate radio ships, the forts are fondly remembered. Some enthusiasts even hope they'll broadcast from here again one day. Ian McLaren in the Thames estuary for Meridian Tonight.
Been an education, that series.
Absolutely.
We could put our studio set in one of them.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, I'd love to go and have a look round, I have to say. And just to let you know, by the way, that we will bring you next week, we hope, the latest in our Hidden History series, which of course will feature the artist Lowry, as we told you about last week.